Hello and welcome to another episode of Adaptations Across Countries. I'm your host, Carrie Anderson. Pogs. No, not like PogChamp. I'm talking about the popular 90s game of Pogs, where you take cardboard discs and slam them on the ground to grab your opponent's Pogs by flipping them. Pretty simple game, right? Well, now what if you changed it up by turning them into little plastic Doritos, slapped some text on them for special rules, and added your favorite Marvel heroes and villains on them? Wouldn't that be cool? No? Yeah, how in the world did this turn into a 51-episode anime? This is Marvel Avengers Disc Wars. In 2014, Toei Animation would be tasked with helping promote the new Bandai toy license for the Japanese audience. In this series, Tony Stark would help create and fund a new means of villain containment called discs, spelled with a K, not a C. These would compress their being into a digital state where they could not escape but could still be conscious. But when Loki gets wind of this new tech, he makes his own plans to entrap the heroes so he can keep them out of his way for an even grander scheme. But when a few kids interfere, Loki loses all of the heroes and villains as their discs are flung across the world. Now this group of kids must partner with the Avengers, collect all the heroes and villains, and stop Loki's diabolical plot. Too long, didn't listen. Marvel just turned itself into Pokemon. Yeah, pretty crazy concept when you think about it. High-tech prisons are nothing new to Marvel, but this is a pretty toyetic method. It's especially strange when you have to consider that these various adults are now at the beck and call of children. It's like if a son or daughter captured their parents. Kind of an awkward dynamic. Now, these are pretty typical anime tropes. Kids being in control of a greater power than them, collecting more toys around the world while thwarting the great evil, and an elaborate animation sequence for summoning the heroes. But Marvel has been no stranger to capturing the hearts of the Japanese audience. We've of course talked about Japanese Spider-Man, Part 1, and there have been a few short anime based on Blade, Iron Man, X-Men, and even a very pretty Wolverine. But these examples were released with an international audience in mind. Disc Wars was released in 2014 and has never been released in North America, despite having an English dub. However, a later series called Marvel Future Avengers was released on Disney+. Where did the English dub go then? Why, to Southeast Asia around the Philippines. And this wasn't some hastily put together dub with venerable actors like Steve Blum as Wolverine, Matthew Mercer as Iron Man, and Crispin Freeman as Loki. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like anyone else will see this anytime soon. See, in 2013, another Avengers series, Avengers Assemble, was still airing on television with no clear signs of stopping. So long as it was on the air, it was very unlikely Disc Wars would ever appear on TV. Personally, I'm not a fan of Avengers Assemble. The characters feel too stiff in their movements and facial expressions, plus the writing can be all over the place from comedic and campy to serious and epic, which doesn't always fit the art style of the overall characters. I say this, but I feel my view may be a little skewed because they canceled what I believe was a better series in Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, but I digress. Now, the character designs are pretty unique to the anime, except for a few members. Captain America has a very beefy armor design. Iron Man looks about what you'd expect, taking influence from the movies. Wasp is nice and balanced in her black and yellow, probably based on Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Thor has a striking design, clearly also based off the movies. And the Hulk has pants?
Oh, am I late? I just can't say no to a party, even the ones I'm not invited to.
Probably the make or break for some of these designs is Spider-Man, who looks alright. His eyes look strange because they're these simple triangles, evoking the Sam Raimi movie designs, but because they lack any rounded curves, it makes it more like he's Trigonometry Man instead. Just like the designs, the animation can be hit or miss. Most of the time during quieter or less exciting scenes, the characters will kind of go off model and look very rushed. Even so, when the action hits, it is done very well with fast-paced motions, fluid movement, and dynamic posing. The writing is also pretty on top. The relationships between the kids and the Avengers becomes very parental as they grow concerned about the kids' education and safety, especially Captain America, who gets flashbacks of losing Bucky, which causes friction between him and his partner Chris. Even the characters run the gambit, pun intended, with villains as big as Loki, Red Skull, and lesser knowns like Tiger Shark, the Serpent Society, against heroes like Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and...
The merc with a mouth himself, Deadpool. Ah, he's so dreamy. I wish he were my boyfriend.
Whoa, did I just get interrupted by the actual Deadpool?
Darn right, Mr. Cervantes. You can't talk about this show without mentioning the #1 R-rated hero of Marvel. Because I literally steal the show. Look, see, I even have my own eye catches.
Oh yeah, after Ultimate Spider-Man and that small X-Men morph, this would be the third time Deadpool would be on television. And man, did the writers amp it up to 11 as he tries to trick the Avengers, threatens the writers, and takes on Baron Zemo.
And that natural charisma is how I top the charts in Japanese theaters.
Well, for like a day, cause Zootopia beats you out every time after that.
Good point. Well, time to go steal the FurCon movie. I think I'll commission a mountain lion or wolf suit so I can hunt me some Wolverines.
Figures.
Well, that was different. But I do find it funny how the toy market is what got this all together. Toys can be a surprising place of inspiration from shows like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Voltron. The one awkward thing with it being a toy-inspired show is that you're going to get these forced upgrade moments where the kids are going to show off some new sort of high-tech accessory, and it looks as goofy as it sounds. The kids and the heroes get these scouters and super cannons that look very out of place. But I guess in a way, with this anime, a lot of Japanese kids will find a new appreciation for American superheroes. When I asked the producer, Scott Dolph, on Twitter about the challenges of adapting American heroes, his response was pretty insightful. Fighting villains and saving Earth are universal concepts. Japanese heroes have been doing those things too. He's right. If there's something we can agree on all across the world, it's our heroes and their fight for justice. And with that said, take care everyone. Ciao.
I'm tired. It's not easy being a star of a show. Where's my trailer?